Are you all set, Andrew?
It only pulls up the first 10 programs I have, and it's not one of those.
Okay.
Too
The classic too many tabs problem.
many, yeah, exactly. I've got too many windows and I can't find the.
So in the meantime, Andrew is on staff at the observatory. He's a scientist here. He was previously at Arecibo, and he works a lot with transient objects, pulsars, and FARBs. And Andrew will be talking us through how to remotely connect to the green bank systems. So take it away, Andrew.
Are you seeing my slides or?
I see your slide on the left side, but also your view on the right. So if you just minimize, there you go.
Pulling out. Okay, so Amber and Larry has gone through about all the programs that we need to use, but we haven't yet taught you how to get into the GBT system in order to use those programs. So this is kind of a quick way to get access to our computer network and just go through a few of those options. And this will be interactive. We will try to make sure that everyone can sign in and do that before we get to the end of this short talk. So any questions and so forth, please ask right away so we can kind of get through to that point and so on. So there's kind of two ways you can enter into our network. We offer a web browser interface, and that's what we're going to use today and what we're going to go through. There's also the classic VNC methods, and we have a link onto our website there that can kind of walk you through that. It's not the most up-to-date. You may have to pick a different VNC viewer for that other than Chicken of the Sea or whatever. The Chicken of the VNC is still suggested there. I personally like other VNC viewers, so you may have to adapt, but the basic commands and so forth are still valid onto this site. But this is what we'll be going through today, is this Fastx, which is a web browser type of interface that we can get through. So I assume everyone has their username. I assume everyone has a password. And if you were to set up a VNC, you may need another VNC password as well in order to get into that. And what that allows you to do is to share your screen with others. So your VNC password should not be the same as your GBT password. But with Fastx, we can just use a link in order to share that from one to another and have similar access into our network. So in the chat, if I can pull up, I guess I have to stop to look at Zoom. I'm reaching the age where technology is becoming troublesome. Okay.
So Andrew, I sent in there the Fastx instruction link and the VNC instruction link, and there was another question: can you use an XWin server local to your computer?
Yeah. So so I believe so. So the XWin you should be able to use that, right? Is that the PC version?
Yes. They said.
Yeah, so that PC and how to use, it's under here as well. It's under these commands as well. So if you're using Windows or Macs, a lot of those commands are under here if you wanted it to get into our system. Okay, so if we go to the Fastx instructions, and then there'll be another link to go to Fastx directly, there's a simple tab that will come up where you just enter your username and your password. This is so this is just your username and password that's been given to you. And then once you get into the system, there'll be a tab of launch sessions, and there's multiple options here that you can go into and launch different sessions. As Amber said before, there's 2 computers or servers that are used to control the telescope. Each one of these has this another option that's supposed to be faster and use less resources. So probably reduces your graphics, but makes it a lot faster and easier. So you may, if you're having problems dropping and so forth, it may be worth exploring that. But for right now, what we want to do, we're going to go into the different servers that we use for data reduction. And as you can see, we have about 5 different computers there. And if you're in group 1 or 2, let's use Euclid. If you're in group 3, Fourier, so on and so forth. And that way we spread our load across all these different servers. If we were to put the whole group onto one computer, it would become overwhelmed. And even if everyone was to open Clio or Astrid at the same time, there is a limited number of those windows that can be opened. So we may run into problems with that as well. But I want to test our system and make sure that everyone can get in to an area where they'll be doing their data reduction. And in these areas, you can also write your scripts and so forth. I've made a note to myself and to you all as well, that in this window, once you've clicked on it, you do have to scroll down, and then there's a hit launch button below that window as well before it actually opens it up. So that is what we're going to try to do. So we're going to give Fastx a quick try. If you could send me your link to that Fastx in the private message on the Zoom, we will do that. And then you can try to open up an Astrid and Clio, because this is the first time I think many of you, even though you've just sat through it, while it's fresh in your head, you go through the muscle memory of doing that. And then we have to remember that we want to close and kill our session after we've done this, because again, we're limited on the number of windows we can have open. In order to share, you'll see this hidden menu in your Fastx. You'll scroll over it, you'll click this link, and then you can just use the first one. I do not need control of that link, and then I will just send a message to you saying you can go ahead and kill your Fastx once I've seen that. And just trying to get 50 people through this simple exercise will probably eat up the rest of our time. But that is kind of the basic method of how we can access the GBT and get into our network and do much of the stuff that you've just seen Amber and Larry do. So with that, I will stop sharing and start answering questions, I guess. Okay, crickets.
I think most people have their accounts, so I guess we should encourage people to try this.
Yeah, so I'm encouraging people to try. Once you've signed in, then send me, you just find Andrew Seymour on there and send me the link, and I'll just test it, and then we can go from there. So that gives people kind of a quick test on whether they can get in or not. And they're starting to come in now, so.
Yeah. Question?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Preeti. So I just, I did this, I launched it and then clicked on Euclid and hit select. And now it says, enter password for, Euclid. Is that the same password as the account password?
Yeah, that should be the same as your account password.
Okay, maybe I made it, maybe I typed something incorrectly because it didn't accept it.
You have to click in that little tiny little box.
Okay.
It's sort of, you have to click in that box to activate it, and then they purposely hide the size of the password in the box so it's hard. Well, anyway, just click in the box.
Okay, Andrew, if idiot mentors who've not used Fastx try as well.
That is perfectly fine, Chris. Taking a while to load each one of these, so it may take me a while to get back to.
Actually.
Hi, yeah, this is Adam. I just have a question associated with the sharing button. All it does is gives me a option to enable sharing, and then gives me the name, some HTTPS address, and tells me anyone can share or view the session. What is it that I'm actually sending to you?
You're sending the HTTP. You're sending that link. So you're sending that actual HTTPS link that's there.
In Zoom. Okay, I got you.
So I just click on that, and I can open it up, and yeah. So Jerry Sun, I've checked yours. It seems good. You can practice opusing up Astrid and Clio, and if once you're done, you can go ahead and kill your session. And if you're waiting in the queue, you can play around with Astrid and Clio as well. You don't have to wait for me to confirm that. Okay, I just checked Jessica, you're good. Tyler, your link may be too short. It's missing a shared. It's telling me it's missing some information. I don't know if you copied the whole link. Share key is required. Okay. Emily, you've got the first part of the link, but that only takes me to the initial site. I didn't get everything from you. So. All right, Jesse, yours worked. You're fine. Jesse Bublitz. Do we log into the group specific servers to start Fastx? Yes, please try to do that so we spread our load out. So if you're in a particular group number, try to stay on that server while either processing your data. How do we launch Astrid again? You type Astrid in all lowercase into the command window. So you'll have to open a terminal and type Astrid. And the same thing with Clio. If you want the command line to go on, you just put an & sign at the end of that command, and you'll be able to still use that terminal window even when that's open. Okay, that works. Sorry, this is probably not that riveting to people, but it's just something we have to make sure everyone knows how to do. So Maria, yours seems to work.
Hi, Andrew. This is Renee Plume. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm logged in and I got Astrid and Clio to work, but I'm not quite sure what link you want me to send you.
So up at the top of your Fastx, there's a little hidden menu that will drop down once you scroll over it.
Okay.
And then there'll be the Brainiac or the 3-dot network symbol that will pop down, and then that will generate a link, which then allows me to just pop in and view your Fastx, just to make sure that just to confirm that you were able to do it. Normally we would do this in a computer lab, and then we would just go and scan everyone's computers, but unfortunately this is kind of a...
Okay, I understand. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question, Andrew.
Sure.
I started up a session and I was just trying to go to that link on my second laptop here. And as soon as I put in a name for the view only link, it waits a minute and then it comes up with this share key is required thing. Do we know how to bypass that?
Yeah, I had the same problem with someone else's. Most people are not having that issue. Your issue may be related. I don't know if you can start one and share one with the same username. So if you're putting in, so you're already logged in on one.
Oh, so does the view only thing take a NRAO username?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, I just put in a random name. I thought it was just like let them know who's looking, I guess.
I'm not 100% if it requires
I'll
a,
see what happens if I
yeah.
put in my NRAO username.
Okay. But I was having the same, I was using my username and having the same problem on one of the others.
Yeah, I got the same thing. I'll just send the link to you and see if you can get in, I guess.
Sure. Sure. You can start sending it. Yeah. You can start sending some probably to Will and some other scientists. They can help me check. I forgot there was 50 some people, but but it seems like most people are getting that. Haley Wahi, your link doesn't seem to work. It seems to take me back to the other, so we may have to redo that one.
Okay, how do we get in again? I think I missed that.
Yeah, so you go to the Fastx link, and then it'll ask for your username and password. So the link you sent me will take me directly to that login page.
Okay. I'm in it and I have Clio open and everything.
Okay, and then at the very top of your Fastx, if you scroll up, there's a hidden menu bar. Once you scroll over that, you'll see like a gear and some other things that pop down. There'll be 3 dots that are connected by a line. If you click on that one, that will give you a sharing option.
Okay.
And that's the link. We're just trying to quickly confirm that you got in there without, browsing through your whole computer history without.
Hello, I am Jose.
Yes.
I am logging into the Fastx, and I have a screen that it says all these icons: green bank, Euclid, Planck. What shall I do next?
You click the server that you want to be in, and so depending upon your group number, I put something in the chat that had that was in my slides, but I also put it in the chat.
Okay, I'm in Tails.
Yeah, and you click that one, and then you scroll down and you hit launch, and then that should start a session. And sometimes that takes you to another menu where you have to click on it and press the kind of play button on that icon, and then you can get in there.
Yeah, it's asking me a password again.
Yeah, so you type in your NRAO password again.
Okay.
I think I figured out that
I'm working on Adam's. Yep.
I figured out that key is required message, I think. I went to just the web page that has my sessions listed, and then when I clicked on the lower part of the session I have open on Fourier, I got this bottom menu that had a tiny link that says sharing keys. When I clicked on that and hit enable sharing that way and opened the link, it let me open it from my other computer. I'm not sure how that's different from the menu that it took me to inside of the connection, but I guess it works.
Oh, thanks for passing that along. Yeah, I have to play with that. I've never had to use that. We're not, yeah. I'm still more the VNC type, and so that's good to know that you can open those up. So Adam, you're good.
Oh, I think that I closed my account. I went in and I just closed.
Art Thomas. Who is this? Yeah, so you can open it up again and start it. Did it just close out on you? we may be having issues because we're basically spamming the system right now, but hopefully we're divided enough across enough computers to get this done.
Yeah, I discovered that my password, it has like a space, characters space somewhere.
Ooh. Yeah. Was that password given to you with the character space, or was that?
I tried to enter the password as it was, but it didn't recognize. And then I just type the password with, it has a letter dash, and I type a space, and it worked, but now it doesn't work anymore. So let me try to see if it works again.
Could you try to copy and paste it in? Those are randomly generated.
Yeah, that's what I did, but it didn't recognize it. So let me try it again. Maybe it's a delay.
So Emily, are you? All right. So I think you sent me a link twice, and that second link's not working either. Does there?
You know, I figured it out, and I sent it to Will.
Okay. All
Oh.
right.
Working now.
I have in my screen something that it says permission deny. Please try M or something. Okay. And if I hit OK, it just logged me out.
Maybe maybe share your screen.
Because I'm in another screen, so I'm using an iPad.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can. Let me show you. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So I was here, and I'm now right here. But if I hit OK, it's gonna log me out.
I can only see your username and passwords.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So if you can back us up. Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah. Maybe it's a little further back. Permission denied. What web browser are you using? Are you using
The Edge Microsoft?
Yeah, may want to try a different web browser.
Okay. Yeah, because I was trying to use the, let me see if I can, I don't have Chrome, I have the Explorer, but it doesn't work. Let me try again.
Okay.
Andrew, could I just ask a question?
Absolutely, go ahead.
So all right, so I've logged in, I sent you the share link, and then I opened Astrid and Clio, and then I closed them down. And then the way that you quote, you're just supposed to log out of the machine, right? That's what's considered proper exit procedure?
So when you get to the, yeah, so when you close it, you'll still have your initial menu bar. You can also relaunch it, but you still need to kill it from within there. So trying to refresh my memory by doing it myself.
Sorry, I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay, so if you close that tab, but you'll have if you when you log into Fastx, you have My Sessions.
I mean, so right now I have two tabs. One that says My Sessions, and it says I'm on Euclid, and then the second tab is the actual Fastx VNC, like the viewer.
Yeah, so you can close the viewer, and then if you want to kill it, you put your cursor over the icon under My Sessions, that X, and it'll say Terminate Session.
Okay.
And then just by simply doing that, that's properly killing it. If you don't do that, it basically will hold it for you so you can come back later and work on it, which is sometimes nice, but with as many people we have right now, we still have to try to make an effort to try to keep those number of seats open, so for users and things like that.
Do you also recommend that we log out of the account that we've logged into?
So Andrew, that's what I was going to say. Having done this in the past, if you don't actually log out properly, you might accidentally mess up your whatever, I can't remember what they call it specifically. So I would always suggest when you leave and you're done, actually log out of the computer and then go out and terminate it. Otherwise, you can cause a glitch that requires computing to fix, which I've had happen to a number of observers in the past. So I would say, yes, Priti, use the log out and then terminate.
Okay.
Okay.
And should we stay logged in until Andrew confirms, or are we good to just?
Yeah, just stay logged in until I can confirm.
Sure. Okay. Good.
But yeah, I mean, right now we're going through this. If you think you have it and you've got it, then go ahead and close out. I
just wanted to just check, so I'll wait.
Yeah, I just want to make sure people can go through this exercise, because this is how we're going to think about doing our observations from now on for this workshop, is that somebody will open this up and we can have a shared Fastx where everyone can operate from. The sharing that we're doing right now doesn't let us take control, but it will in the future. But just to go through that exercise, we can do that. So Emily's got hers.
Hello, I think that I managed to get in. I'm Jose.
Okay. Great, great. Was it just the web browser, or was it something different?
It's because it's a delay, I think, when I'm typing in, because I'm here in the West Coast in Washington.
Hmm.
And it's probably a delay, and one of the characters didn't respond, but I did it slowly, and it just let me in.
Good.
Do I need to click someone in a specific?
Up at the top, if you wanted to share your link, there's up at the top, there's a hidden menu. If you scroll up to it, then there's 3 dots that are connected by a line. And then,
Yeah, I see it. I just choose anyone.
Yeah, just choose the simplest one to share, and then you can put it into the link.
Oh, because I have an iPad and I have a computer, so I'm different. So.
I'm going to interject quickly here on a different topic. So for our observation planning, we will be using this Zoom room, but I'll split people into breakout rooms. So I'm going to start sorting people now, but not send you there yet.
Okay, it looks like most people are starting to get it based upon the links, Will. But we do have a few questions. So Suzanne, I must be doing something wrong. I log in to select Newton, but then cannot log in, even though I used the same password as the login before. Maybe I misunderstood what you were supposed to do. Sorry for the trouble. No trouble, Susan. Did you get it worked out by the time I got down there?
No, I still cannot log in. I'm not sure if it's a keyboard issue with the different layout, that once you are logged in, it uses like a different layout that puts the special characters in a different position or something like that.
Okay, so you've gone into the web browser, you select Newton, and then you scroll down and hit launch, right? You were able to get that far?
Yes, but then it asks me for the password to log into Newton, and then it doesn't accept the exact same password.
Okay, so when you do that, you have to make sure you click with inside that smaller box. Your cursor actually has to go in and click. Did you try that?
Yeah, I did, but it says authentication failed, because now I think it's the 3rd attempt, so it locked me out again.
Okay, sorry about that. So we can try to troubleshoot you later. I think we're coming up to the end of time, right? Well, of not of all time, but of our time.
Right, that there's a break after this.
Okay. So let's try to tackle questions. It seems like most people are sending links, which seem to be working. There was a question about what does delete from database and asterisk mean? I believe that means it just deletes your script. Is that correct?
Yes, and for anyone else using that script too. So you don't want to go into random projects and delete scripts.
Yeah, I don't remember if Larry mentioned it, but it might be good to point out that Astrid is kind of open. So you should, even though you have the ability, don't go in and mess with other people's stuff, because you messing with it will mess it up for them. So, I mean, it's okay to look at another person's script if you need like an example of something. But be very careful touching on other people's scripts, because any edits you make can affect theirs. And if you delete it, it will delete it for them as well. So we kind of ask you to, on the honor system, you know, not be mean.
Yeah, we've had permission issues in the past as well. Like if someone's writing a script and the other person tries to run it, you have to make sure it has the right permissions. So that's another thing to watch out for. Okay, so I think it's break time. I think many people are good to take a break. Those who want to stay on and troubleshoot this and did not have much luck with this, why don't those few stay behind, and I will try to tackle those issues with you. Does that sound fair, Will? Does that do?
Yep, that sounds good to me.
Okay. So I think most are able to get in. There just may be some others. I know Suzanne, is there any others that need to stay behind or like to stay behind? Yeah, Yogesh, I think your link works.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, I had to rush through the checklist towards the end.
Andrew, was my link okay? This is
Yes, Chris, you passed with flying colors.
That's a change. Thank you.
No worries.
Andrew, did you get my link?
Which one is it?
I sent it privately at 11:41 a.m. or like actually it'll be 12:41 a.m. your time. It's on Euclid, Preeti Nair. I can send it again.
41. Yeah, I'm going through. Yeah, just send it again real quick. Most of these, you know, if they're of decent length, and most of them should end with an equals mark. I'm finding out.
Yeah, I just sent it to everyone, and it does end with 2 equal signs.
Yeah. Confirmed. It's up and running.
Okay.
The big thing is not, you know, the sharing is one aspect of it, but the big thing is so you can get in and run Astrid and Clio. So those are the big ones. Who we got left? So Suzanne, did we ever get your issues troubleshooted?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. Maybe would it be easy for you to share screen so we can try to take a look at?
Okay, let's try.
Maybe we're just, we're logged out because of, like you said, you've tried 3 times, but.
She mentioned something about having special characters in her maybe provided password, so.
Yes, exactly. That could be the issue.
So,
I'm not sure what is needed in terms of password. I mean, I can try to change the password so it doesn't have a special character, but I'm not sure if that is allowed.
Yeah, yeah, you should change your. You might want to just do a straight secure shell into the system, not through Fastx, but I don't know if you have a terminal window, secure shell, and do, you know, type PASSWD and just change your password, and then to something simpler, and then come back in through Fastx if it is related to, I don't know, an underscore or an exponential. Like, I'm not sure what your key. I have.
I think it's the @ sign that does that makes trouble, because it's like I use a Swiss keyboard, and maybe if the system uses an American keyboard layout, then maybe it's not recognizing the special characters or something.
That could be.
Okay, I'll try to change my password to something simpler and try again. Okay.
Okay.
Those foreign keyboards get you every time.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that when I chose the password.
No, I used to work on a thing where you'd go one place, I'm using a French keyboard, then a German keyboard, and a US keyboard, and it was a mess. I could never.
Because most places require that you use at least one special character. That's why I put one in there, but maybe I should not have done that. Okay, I'll try.
Okay. Was anyone else having issues that we'd like to have troubleshoot? Was everyone able to get in and open a terminal on our network? That's the big hurdle.
Andrew, no issues, but may I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Yeah, so while logging out, there are all these regular options like shut down. Is that really going to shut down the machine?
Yeah, that's normally meant for shutting down the machine. You want to log out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering if it's foolproof enough there.
Would it actually shut down the machine? I don't think so, but I don't hope
Okay,
so.
yeah, great.
Let's put it that way.
Andrew?
I'm just
Yes.
So I logged out of the machine, then of Euclid, and then I went back to the Fastlane to the My Sessions tab, and then I clicked on Euclid again, and then it opened up my session again. I just wanted to see whether it would do that. But now if I try to log out, it gives me an error that says the name org.xfce.session manager was not provided by any .service file. Failed to run action log out.
Can you, would you be willing to share your screen? We may
Sure.
need to, maybe a help desk ticket item.
Is it the same link or is it a different link now?
We've never tried to do this with so many people at once, so it's a good time for us to kind of find all the hiccups that we can find. So this may be one of those.
So I just put the second share link, which looks like the first one. And so you should be able to see my screen.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, try to close that and see if it will run.
I think if I were to type Astrid and, so it does run.
Yeah.
And then,
Okay, you want to work offline if you're doing Astrid. Okay, so it looks like Astrid's up and running.
well, I can't see the full screen. It's sort of, I can't move that box, the Astrid window. I guess I could do file exit to close this as well, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can log out now. Nope, still wanted me log out. Should I leave this open or should I close the tab? But I'm still logged in then.
Yeah. Just type exit into the command.
Here?
Yeah. And then close it. Close your tab. And then exit your session. And then do the session.
So that is in the My Sessions, it says I can do actions terminate.
Yeah. So terminate it.
That's always good to do. That's what I do. And then you can log off to the upper right. So I terminate the session and then log out of the Fastx. That way it terminates your session and then it also gets you out. You don't have a lingering Fastx session eating up memory on the machine.
Okay, so it takes a couple minutes for the session to actually terminate. And then once that's done, log out. Sign out from Fastx, this SSL.
Yeah, something with your logout was giving us problems, but when you hit exit, you've exited out of that I don't know if it's killed that terminal per se,
Okay.
but
So
once you terminate that terminal, but like Dave's saying, the best practices is to use that log out. So it knows for sure to kill everything in that terminal before it's terminated.
Okay, great. All right. So
There's no residuals in the background using up memory of some sort.
Yeah, I think if you do the log out, it does terminate the session. I always just terminate and then log out. I do both based on, but I think.
I mean, Amber said the exact opposite, right? She said to first log out and then terminate.
Oh, you can go that way? Okay, well, okay. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you should, when you're in the window, you're logged in, and you can see your menu. You should always log out in the actual Fastx server. Like if you're on Euclid, you should log out from Euclid and then terminate your screen will go black. And once your screen goes black, then you're safe to terminate your window.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need to log out of the OS first, then terminate the window is what is basically the scenario.
Yeah, and then it also, don't be freaked out if when you close your screen will turn black, but when you still see your kind of window in your my sessions, it might not show black. It takes a very long time for it to update, and even once you terminate, sometimes it takes it quite a bit before it will actually terminate. So just give it like a minute or so.
Thanks, Amber.
Thank
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, any other questions?
Hello, this is Jose. How do
Yes.
I remove the clip little dialog box off the screen, because it's blocking almost half of the screen?
You mean the?
Yeah, it's when I I open the clipboard and the little three dots.
Yeah.
It shows like a little legend there. It blocks the view, but I cannot make it disappear. How do I disappear it from the screen?
Let me see. Let me try to recreate it on my own, and then.
Yeah, let me see if I can share my. This is how does it look? Can you see my screen?
I was looking at, yeah. Yep, and you just copy it, and then if you don't want to, click on the three dots again and see what happens.
I just click on here, the little three dots. Oh, great. Yeah,
Okay.
I know, it disappears. It disappears, great, yeah.
Alrighty. So it looks like you're in, looks like you're up and running. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Okay, a bit bewildering, but I think we've got most people underway. We're just waiting for, Sue Ann still changing her password?
No, I figured out that you can actually change the keyboard, and now I shared the link, and I hope that one works.
Okay, let me see.
If you click your username, apparently you can change the keyboard layout, and that seems to do the trick.
Excellent. Yep, and I can see your terminal. Good job.
Okay, good, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you, Amber and Dave and others for helping us with this log out. I wasn't fully aware of that, so that's a good thing to know that you have to log out before doing the other. So thanks for that.
Maybe a more general question. So for now, for this training, we were assigned groups, and for each group there was a machine that we should be using. But in general, when we'll be observing, is there a way to know which machine we should use so that we don't overload any of those machines, or just kind of go randomly?
You can kind of go in randomly. There's ways to look at what activities on which machines. There was also a link in my talk. I'll drop that into the chat window that shows all the specs for the machines that you can use.
Okay.
But following up that
Titanium
question,
and aerial should never be overloaded, because as soon as you're done with observations, you should be logging off of them.
Right, so for the observation themselves, so the one that we should be using is aerial and titanium.
That's correct.
And for the data reduction, so if on the side we also want to have a connection to one of the data reduction machine, should we be, launching two connection within Fastx, one to one of the observing machine and the other one to the data reduction machine?
From your one Fastx session, let's say you're observing and use Titania. You just go through Titania, but then you have a window. You can open a terminal window and secure shell over to a data reduction machine. That's how I would do it. So you do your number crunching on that other machine, but you're still just, that way you don't have two Fastx sessions open.
All right, that makes sense.
If that makes sense, okay. It's easier to do it when you can talk to people and show them in person rather than trying to walk people through it remotely. So thanks, Andrew, for dealing with this. This is the first time we tried to do this.
Well, I'm glad there was a good group of people who knew what they were doing, so it did not too many troubles.
So we're coming back at 1:30. Is that what the schedule is, to meet with the groups?
That is right. And I just assigned everyone into a room.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't want to open the rooms yet for fear that it would force everyone into them.
Oh, so you can move people into rooms, basically. You can do that.
Yes.
Okay, good. We don't have to do anything. That's what I was going to get ready to ask. How do we do this?
Yeah, I think I might be able to make it so that people can come out of the rooms and enter other rooms, but we'll see.
We're still using the same NREO Zoom number, right? Was still that link?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to open the rooms, and I don't think that it will force everyone in.
We got a pop-up window asking us to join the breakout room. So I'm
going to say later and see what happens. See if there's a way. Oh, now I have a button in the bottom that's going to let me. I said the later, and now I have a button that has appeared at my bottom screen that says breakout rooms, and it says you have been assigned breakout room 2, and then it lets me join from there.
Hey, Will, are you there?
Yes. I might have to make you host so that you can move between 5 and 6.
Can you just put everyone into one breakout room for me?
Yes, I can do that.
I think that's going to be easier.
Cool.
We'll be learning the same things. So.
Yep, I'll do that.
Thanks. I don't care which room, which one it is.
Group 56.
Perfect.
Hey, Will. So we saw you invited Chris to group 1, and we went there, and then we came back here again just to check out if we could move in and out. So now we're out of that group. So what is the plan? Are we going to go straight into that room now, or are we going to start from here?
You'll just go into that room, so we don't have any other talks for the rest of the day. The rest of the day will just be in these breakout rooms. But if there is any kind of message that we want shared with everyone, I can send a message to all.
Right. Slightly simple question. How does one get back into the
room? Can you invite us? Invite
Same
us
thing.
back?
There's
Yeah.
a button in your bottom that says breakout rooms with 4 squares. You should just
Oh,
be able to
wait.
click on that to get back in.
Oh yeah, we see that. Thank you.
I think I can also force you into the room.
That's okay.
No, it's okay.
Throw them in.
Don't throw us out into the bin. Okay, thank you.
Andiamo. Vamos.